This week, we're chasing marlin off Australia's east coast. With the bite going off, it's the perfect chance to help my mate Jim land his first ever marlin.
You are friggin' kidding me, mate.
He's been trying for years,
There he is jumping.
so the pressure is on.
Yes,
But that's not all. My old friend Jen also wants in on the action and takes on an epic battle with a marlin twice her size. But things don't always go according to plan. And to top it off, an uninvited guest crashes the party. It's an action-packed day on the water. Fishing is my life. It's in my DNA. From above the water and below the surface. It's who I am. Join me as I travel the world in search of the most insane fishing experiences on the planet.
You got it.
Oh, man.
Big fish right there, Al.
Yeah, baby. The storms are going up the ramp.
Look at the size of it.
How good is that?
I'm McGlashan, and this is Fishing with Mates. Just a couple of hours south of Sydney, Jervis Bay is a popular tourist destination. It is also the perfect stepping off point to chase big striped marlin.
You know what? I hate getting up early, but I love being up early because it's just the magic time of day. And if there's one thing I love more than anything, it's catching marlin. There's just something about these fish. They're such beautiful, you know, graceful. It's almost, you can't describe, you know, they come out of the water, snaking out of the water. And being attached to one of those things is something you always remember. When I caught my first one many years ago, it took me, I reckon it was 5-6 years to catch that one fish. And I still remember the whole fight vividly to this day. But for me these days, it's not about catching them, because I've caught a lot over the years. It's about helping others catch their first, because that excitement you have of hooking your first marlin and letting it go is something that will live with us forever. So after dragging the boat down on the Mitsubishi, doing all the hard work, Jim turns up at the boat ramp, ready for action.
You got the gear ready for me?
Jim, you ready or what? Come on.
Let's go, mate.
So when my mate Jim said, God, I just want to catch a marlin, he's telling me all these stories about, I hooked a marlin, it fell off.
I've hooked a black, I've hooked a stripe, I've even hooked a big blue. Do you think I could get one in the boat? No, every time it jumps, out comes that bloody lure flying across the water.
The pressure's on, you know, we've got to get this fish. And if he gets it, then I tell you what, Jen is going to drive all the way from Melbourne. That's like 9 hours away to get her fish. The pressure is on big time, but it's marlin fishing. And I reckon we'll get one.
So Al tells me, Mum, they're easy. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure they are.
Now, bear in mind, last time Jim came fishing with us, I said, I will get you a bluefin.
So what does the tin ass do? We go out there, put a bait in the water. Oh, there's a fish on there. Boom, instantly in.
So now it's time for the marlin.
So we got the gear on, we're running out, we go to the shelf. Now, the great thing about the shelf here is it's really close, about 15 kilometres offshore. You couldn't get better conditions to hook this fish. You know, it's beautiful and calm, the sun's out. Jim, we're gonna get you a marlin today. Guaranteed, mate, guaranteed. Long rigger, set that one up there, push him out a bit. Long rigger, nice and long, because you know what happens? Black marlin eat both baits. So the short rigger is much shorter than the long rigger, hence long rigger, short rigger. See you learning? Yeah, so I'm pretty good at this. And then we got the short bait, the real short one, or the deep bait.
Real short.
Got a sinker on it. We go snapper fishing for marlin. Now, the key is you've got to find the bait. It's all about the bait. So we get out to the edge of the shelf, all of a sudden the Furuno lights up. So, Jim, you're on the bait rod. Start getting bait. He's getting the bait, drops the jig down, full house of baits. I've got the rig ready, put it straight out, and straight away, it's gone bang.
The rigger's down. Oh, we're on. I'm like, oh, he's having a go at me.
Turn around and said, Jim, we're on. And he looks at me like, I can't say the exact words he said because they're not appropriate, but He did not believe me and said, pick it up, you're on.
Oh, you're kidding.
You are friggin' kidding me, mate.
We're on 5 seconds, first bait. How good's this? Oh, he jumped, there he is. Oh, he's jumping.
No friggin' way, eh? How good is that?
It leaped out the water. My heart nearly jumped out my chest. I was so excited. Adrenaline was pumping and woohoos have started. It couldn't have been any better. He's gonna jump again. Woohoo!
He catches his first bluefin in literally seconds. Now he's on his first marlin. That's literally seconds. This bloke's just gifted.
Oh, there he is, jumping.
He's got this big grin from ear to ear. He's hooked up. He's like, how good is this? Beautiful. And then all of a sudden it comes past the boat. Now I haven't even got my gloves on, swims up beside the boat and stops. Just stops. And Jim's round the swivel, his little Halco swivel's gone into the tip of the rod and he's gone, oh, I can't wind anymore. Duh. How's that? Look at the size of him. That is a nice fish, man. Look at it. Here he comes. So I've run down, no gloves. Went, oh, this'll do. And I grabbed the leader thinking, this is gonna hurt. Come on, get out of the engine. So I've grabbed the leader and gently pulled. The fish rolled over perfectly. Come on, you beautiful big fish. Now we're talking like a 75, 80 kilo striped marlin. That's 10 foot of fish. Rolls over, swims up beside the boat and sits there and goes, rightio.
And he just swam along with us, held his bill.
Tags in.
Doing what we want. I'll get some photos.
Just lift his head up a tiny bit there.
And we just turned him up right. It was a really good experience.
He's got his first marlin. This bloke's put years and years and years in, and now he's lost his marlin virginity, and it's all in the matter of seconds. And he's like, yep, job done. How good is this fish? This is the perfect fish. Oh, mate.
How good's that? Thank you. That is unreal.
Bluefin, 10 seconds. Marlin, I reckon 25 seconds.
I didn't even get time to get the other slimy out. Probably put it out and have another one in 5 minutes.
You know what we do now? Catch another one. You haven't caught a black yet. Let's add that to the list. Oh. Woohoo!
Coming up, my mate Jen drives all the way from Melbourne for a crack at her first marlin. We are at Jarvis Bay and we've just caught Jim his first marlin. It's a new day and now the pressure is on to get Jen hers.
Jen's one of my old friends from down in Melbourne. Text her, get off your butt and get up here. And you know what? She's straight up. Melbourne's 9 hours away. You know, she scooted up, arrived at 4 o'clock in the morning. The poor girl has like half an hour's sleep. Picked them up in the boat. Jen, how are you?
Hey, Al.
Come
how
on
are you?
board.
Mwah.
Welcome to the marlin catching boat. Well, we'll wait and see, but we should catch one.
This is the first time I've ever been deep sea fishing. I've ever been marlin fishing, so what can I expect?
All I'm going to say is I hope you've been doing your push-ups because you're going to be hurting.
9.5 hour drive up from Melbourne, so it's highly
You earned
probable
it.
that I may fall asleep, but if you get me onto a fish, I can promise you I'll wake up.
You'll be awake for it. All right, let's go. Straight out the front, the conditions are perfect. Like it's a carbon copy of the other day. All we need to do is get a fish straight away, which is easier said than done.
So we hit the water. The first thing that the guys got me to do was to, get out the harness and get this all strapped on.
A few slight issues with the harness.
Now, I don't know what they were thinking because they picked this thing up and I reckon they could have put it around me 4 times.
The harnesses are designed to fit Jim and I, which has got an XXL. And then we've got Jen, which is a minus XXXL. Like it's tiny.
I'm thinking, how am I supposed to get this buckle around and around and around in time and then get this rod into the rack? So we finally got it all set up and clipped in, is that comfortable? And I'm thinking, yeah, this'll work.
I turn around, Finn comes racing in on the bait, and I go, there's a marlin. So how good is that? We get a bite straight away.
First marlin ever, hooked up in sort of 5 minutes. And, this is like the pinnacle fish. This is the fish that you want to catch as a fisherman. And I think that for me, at first, I was sort of thinking, hey, is this just beginner's luck, or is Al really this good, He's been scouting these fish. He's got them GPS tagged.
Come on, stick your head up. Come on, jump. That's head shake. Come on, jump. Jump, you jump. She's on her first marlin, and this one is a performer. We're yelling at her, get wide, do this, do that, quick, drive the boat, do this. And this fish is jumping and carrying on, doing the perfect thing right at the boat. Oh, this is the one we wanted. The marlin, straight out of the water. There, jumping everywhere. I'm going, this is awesome. This is a good fish. That's the one we wanted.
This fish, I'm telling you, he was heavier than me. I think at one point I was full tilt, just keeled back, all my weight, and supporting the weight of this fish.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm tired, but I am going to land this fish if it kills me.
With a marlin, they can only swim forward. They can't swim backward. So if you've got pressure on his head and you lift him, he'll come up. But if you drop that pressure, he'll drop his head. And if he's starting to point down, it's twice as hard to get him to come back up. So we've got to get that head up. And if we angle him off the boat a bit, he'll come up easier.
The next thing you know, this giant marlin dives back down. I'm full on tight, the rod is like full tilt. And the next thing I know, whining. It's like, we can see him. And I'm cranking.
I was yelling at her, wind, we've got the leader.
And we've got it right at the boat. And the hook comes out. And she's gone flying backwards and landed square on her clacker on the ground, just sat there and went, and you could see Jen going, is that my chance? Is this all over? What am I going to do if I don't have, what if I don't, oh. You're getting close, you shouldn't catch a marlin that quick.
Far out, I know, beginner's luck, right?
But you haven't caught it yet.
No, that doesn't count. We've got one down, we're doing do it again.
I was like, oh, so close and yet so far.
I like the way you fell over with it, because that means you're putting pressure on him. That's good.
I'm sort of sitting there thinking, wow, now is this it? Potentially for the whole trip, that might have been my one opportunity to get a fish.
So don't worry, sunshine. We'll get you another one. Well, we waited and we waited. And, when you're driving around, the bait looks good. We marked a few. No one's getting a bite. Rush, one of the guys from the Complete Anglers, fishing next to us. I'm watching Rush. He's got one fish going there, one fish going there. And he's coming past us. He drives past, he goes, oh, yeah, there's a fish under your boat.
The next thing I know, rig just flies down. The rod's just gone bang. Come on.
We were hooked up on a striped marlin. Jen's all harnessed back up. This is round 2. And I tell you what, if you want to see determination, she might have got that last one 3/4 the way up. This one, this fish had no chance. If it had come off, I think she'd have jumped in and swum over and grabbed it by the bill and dragged it back to the boat.
You know what? I don't care rain, hail or shine. I am having a Mexican standoff with this fish.
Come on. There he is.
Coming up, it's round 2 for Jen, and this time she's gonna show the marlin who's boss. Jen lost her first fish right at the boat, but now it's round 2 and she's more determined than ever.
So we've got it hooked up. It starts jumping and carrying on. Jen's leaning back, loaded up. Now, Jen's only a lightweight. She's just probably a few kilos less than me, give or take a couple. So Jim's got the handle on the back, which is designed so you can pull back to help them.
When the marlin shook its head, I put it down, I'd pull the whole body down. So half the fight, I had my hand stuck in the back of a harness. And at one stage there, the marlin just went absolutely berserk and shot down across the end of the boat.
And all of a sudden, we're going from that side to that side. The fish is a real player. He's going there, back and forth. And I'm swinging the boat around, trying to keep it there, trying to keep the angle, trying to keep him up for her.
I went flying across the boat. Now, Jim, thank God for Jim, my saviour. He had his hand in the back of my harness. And I reckon at that point, he literally picked me up and lifted me onto the other side of the boat.
Did not faze her. She gritted her teeth and she was winding. It was a sight to see.
Rightio, you're going to earn your first marlin out of this. So we've got it up. We've fought it for probably 40 minutes. Every time I get it close, it peels off. Jen's getting tired,
How long on average does it take to land one of these things?
Is that now or the old days? Now we can do them in 15 minutes.
So how long into my 15 minutes am I?
You're at the 3-hour one, so you've got 2.5 hours to go.
He's probably 4 metres a line away, and I just couldn't for the life of me get that last bit of line in so that, we could grab the leader.
The double comes up, which is the first join, and you're looking at it, comes up, goes down. Comes up, goes down. Jen's there trying to wind. She can't get this. And of course, Jim and I have been really helpful. Come on, Jen, just get the double on the reel. can't do it. I can't get it up. And it's just sitting there, and it's a stalemate. We're driving along probably at 4 knots at this time. And she's trying to wind. Got this fish so close. And he starts coming up closer and closer, and then you see Jim reach out. Swivel's coming up, reaches out, gets it.
Oh, come on, I've nearly got the trace.
Jen's there going, oh my God, thank God, you know. Driven 9 hours for this pain.
Oh my God.
And it's still got fight in it. This thing's still going. And then he reaches down and grabs it by the bill. That was it.
Even after an hour and however long it was, this fish is still thrashing around.
Thank you for your help, everybody. Combined effort.
Jen, you bloody ripper, this is your first marlin. You just drove 9 hours for this puppy.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I went out there and I caught my very first marlin.
How good is that?
Oh my God! Woohoo! Give me one. Woohoo! God, that was an experience. It was amazing. Check out this fish. Oh.
Marlin's in the water just going, man, get this over and done with. Let me go, you lot. Come on. I thought, one more thing we're going to do with this fish. They're going to put the tag in it. So I'm going to jump in and get some photos, swim around, and it's funny, you get in the water, you look at the fish looks at you. They all look at you and go, you know, they're beautiful, sleek, amazing things. And I'm, well, let's just say a well-curved version of nature, you know. Not quite the athletic version, I think would be the best description. But I got the photos of Jen, and you can see that elation in her eyes, you know. She had that determination during the fight, and now it's that success of getting that fish and getting it by the boat. And they put the tag in it, and then she's holding it, and I'm swimming along beside, and then lets the marlin go, and I just swim off down with him. And the marlin just cruises off. Like, how good is that? But you know what? It's not the end of the day. Jim still wants one. He still wants another fish. You can't please this bloke. We've gone back over the bait again. Here's this massive arch. That is a serious fish. So he's dropped the bait down and it stopped. And you know when it stops? You've got a big chunk of lead on there. That means you've been bitten. Something's eaten that bait right there. It's loaded up. This time we've got on spin gear because spin gear hurts, and I wanted to see Jim hurt. He got his fish too easy. He's going to feel some pain. So he starts bringing it up. It's just winding up straight to the boat, which is a bit weird, you know, we're not quite sure. Comes straight to the boat and he's going, could be a shark, could be a marlin, can't quite see it. Comes under the boat. He's almost got the swivel to the tip. So this thing's just 3 metres underneath us. Comes up, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose.
Coming up, we get the shock of our lives with a close encounter. Jim's hooked up. We weren't sure what it was, but it sure was big.
And then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. The stellars start screaming. It's almost smoke coming out of it. This fish is screaming off.
It was upside down, it was doing cartwheels, it was backwards, it coming out sideways, it was something to see.
Oh my God, marlin, when they jump, they're awesome, they're predictable, they look great. A massive mako, well, that's a totally different kettle of fish.
And then the mako went deep and I'm thinking, this is gonna hurt.
Remember, we're only using 150-pound leader. This puppy's gonna bust off pretty quick, surely.
And luckily he went down about 50 metres and bit me off and I went, thank God, I do not want this spin gear stretching me back out. I've had that before.
But you know what? It's not the end of the day. And we're sitting there trolling along. I've looked out the back and I've seen this flash of blue. So I've run down the back, said, there's a marlin there. Grabbed the rod, started cranking. For a minute there, I thought, do I give it to Jim? Do I give it to Jen? Nah, I'm gonna wind one up myself. I never wind the buggers up. I'm gonna show you how quick we can do this. I don't want to fight it for more than 5 minutes. Jim was on it for an hour. I'm not doing that. I'm not built for an hour-long fish. I want a quick one. I've gone from skipper to angler, but I'm still in charge. Left, 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 left. I'm telling it Jim to go quicker. Jim's on the wheel driving. Left, right.
Left hand. Left hand. Keep going. Straight
How can
now.
you not understand the directions when I go right and I mean left?
Slowly, mate, slowly.
How can anyone not understand it? The other right, buddy, the other right. Port, left, starboard, come on.
Slowly, mate. Watch the fish. You're not looking at the fish. No, no, keep going forward. Don't stop, whatever you do. Keep going forward.
We've driven around it. Then he's driven over the fish. Could have been maybe a tiny, possibly a little bit of bad instructions from me, but Jim's at the wheel, so it's his fault.
Go. Where are you going, mate? Help. What are you doing the wrong way? Oh, for sake. Go forward. Forward. Jim. Round on him. Keep coming in on him.
All right, come on. Swung it round, got it off, brought it up beside the boat. Finally, we're talking 10 minutes by now, 15 minutes maybe. This fish is bigger than both of their fish put together. Well, maybe not actually, but I'm going to call it that. Jim grabs a little bit and he's pulling up gently. I'm like, nah. Let's just call this the biggest fish. So I've grabbed the leader and gone, pop.
Beautiful. That's the biggest one.
Got the leader. So he swam off beautifully and he went, how good is that? 3 fish done and dusted. What an awesome day. In Australia, we have such amazing marlin fishing and it's literally right on our doorstep. This is all happening within 20 k's of the coast.
On this trip, not only I got to catch my first marlin, but I got to witness Jen catch hers. It was awesome.
I got out there, I went and did it. I hooked my first marlin, got it up to the side of the boat. It is an experience that I am going to remember for the rest of my life.
Doing it with your mates and seeing them catch their first fish, that's what I live for. And better still, these fish are still swimming around. So you know what? Maybe you, someone else might catch them, someone else might see them, and have that experience. You can't do it sitting on the computer at home. You've got to get out there and catch that one fish that we all dream about, the marlin.